That is such a good song, you know?
I was jamming out over here, like bobbing the head a little bit. And I'm like, oh, wait, I think we're live. So
Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for joining our Thrive O'Clock special edition. My name is Melody McAllister. I'm here with the lovely Dr. Rachelle Poth. And we're so glad that you're here today. We've got some good things coming up and a fun game and a prize.
Yep.
And also, it's just great to see you, Rachelle. How are you doing?
I am doing great. And I have to say to everybody and to you, happy one day later birthday, Mel.
Thank you.
I'm going to do everybody a favor, and I'm not going to sing to you just because people would tune out right now. I do believe Jeff Bradbury is watching, and I don't. He sent me a message that he has his popcorn butter and he's ready to go. So thank you, Jeff, for that. Always appreciate the support. It's hot and butter popcorn, so that's good. But for your birthday, Mel, I hope you had an amazing day, and I celebrate you and our friendship, and I'm thankful for you and all that you do. So the only thing that would have been better would be to be able to give you a hug and to share some cake and have some laughs. But hopefully, fingers crossed, that'll happen in a few days. So anyway.
We are going to go to Nice Skate hopefully this weekend, but we're both getting scared about the snow accumulation that is supposed to be on the East Coast and that area. But yeah. I'm still for the go. So if you are going to Nice Skate, let us know. Just let us know, because maybe we can see you. And hi, Jeff, and whoever else is there. It says Facebook user.
Oh, right.
And, Mr. Mike. Hey, my friend Mike is. Hey, Mike is so good. I love this. Yes. Mr. Mike's podcast, Wrong Answers Only, hysterical. But yeah, so but I hope we get to see each other, Rachelle, because we see each other like once a month, like in real life.
I know. It's been great for like all those years with not having met each other in person. And now we've been able to see each other. It's like, it's normal. I see you more than my friends that live around here. So that's even better. So
anyway. Oh my gosh, look, we got lots of people coming in.
I know. Hey, Eric.
Thanks, Eric. You're awesome.
I still want to know who Facebook user is. So and the reason I ask is because we have some prizes to give away today because of our amazing guest and what we're going to learn about. So I am super excited when we have this conversation. So if you're joining in, awesome. And if you have some friends to invite, please do, because we want you to be involved today.
Yeah. Right, and since quite a few people are talking to us, I don't know. I can't and all of you are my friends, so I can't pick who I like the most. So that would be terrible if I did. But do we have any shout outs today? And if you're watching and you have shout outs, give a shout out. We'll put it on the screen. What are they saying? Welcome to Podcasters Talk. Okay. I know, it's terrible. That was
okay. Eric.
Oh, that was Eric. Okay, great. All right. Who are our shout outs, Rachelle?
Well, let's see. I am going to give a shout out to, and this is not anything related to what we are doing today or anything specific, but give a shout out to Rudy Seraph and Mike Peck and the other organizers from this past weekend that had the Ed3 DAO conference for educators who are looking to understand like Web3 and what it means for education. It was like the most unbelievable experience ever, like
really
going into this Edverse and learning about things, going into different learning labs, and you had an avatar. And I was just like, I missed a couple of the sessions, but having to choose, like our friend, Dr. Michael Harvey had a presentation there.
I love Michael Harvey.
Yeah. And a lot of our friends like Erica Sandstrom was popping in. I think she was popping into it. So giving a shout out for that. And trying to think who else. There might be somebody, one of our other people that are.
Do you feel like it was a model of how school could look?
Yeah, there was actually a teacher that talked about using this with, I think, fourth graders. So you'll have to wait for my article to come out that I'm still working on. But yeah, it was really awesome. So that was my shout out, because it was an amazing learning weekend for me. So
you just froze. That was funny.
Oh, it's not a surprise.
Some LinkedIn user says Kate Baker. So give a shout out to Kate Baker.
Kate Baker.
She's awesome for sure.
Yes, she is.
Boom. Shout out to Dr. Eric, guys. Yes. He's totally rad. We're fans of Eric. Awesome. I want to give a shout out to Andrea Bittner. I did her book chat last week, and I really liked this book, and it's translated. You have an English and a Spanish version all in one book. It's a quick read, but it's really a pretty amazing book. So I just want to give a shout out to her. Thank you for my bracelet, my birthday present, Rochelle. I can't tell you what it says because it has a cuss word in it, and she forbade me to say it out loud, but it says that I'm the queen of almost everything.
Yes,
so
you are.
All right. Tell us, is that all the shout outs we got?
That is all the shout outs, because I want to bring up our guest who I have known for a long time in different areas, different networks, which is crazy. It's like, I know you and you know me, we know each other. And it's like, we go back for many, many years, and it's good to continue to get to know Sheryl and all the things. And we saw each other. We had the coffee meetup at ISTE, right?
With Spaces.
I know, that was great with some beignets.
You were there, Sheryl? Did I meet you in person?
You did, because you took the picture. I was sitting on the floor. Mal, you even offered me a chair. I think Sheryl did too. I was sitting on the floor with her and Stormy Daniels, and I was like, I'm totally fine.
T-shirt.
Yeah. Yep.
I really am an idiot.
No, you're not.
No, it's okay. I was the one with beignet all over me. Yeah. So we had a great time.
Yeah. So for
those
anybody,
beignets were good. They ran out too soon. That's my only complaint of that. But
and I had one, but that was the only one I got that whole time I was in NOLA. So I was fine with that. I was like, yes, one thing off the list. So how about you let everybody know who you are and what you do, and give us kind of a preview of like what we're going to talk about today, which is BookWidgets.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here. And this is like the inaugural rollout of BookWidgets and the Google add-on. We're one of 18 new Google add-ons for Google Teaching and Learning Enterprise Edition. But before I jump into that, I'm Sheryl Place. I love teaching and learning. And that's, of course, how Rachelle and I connected over all things ed tech, teaching and learning. I am a world language teacher at heart. Rachelle also teaches some world languages. So I decided that I was going to transition away from the classroom in January and go sit on the beach and enjoy life. Sometimes life throws you a curveball, and I posted on LinkedIn, all right, I'm out of here. And BookWidgets said, hey, we've been watching you for a really long time. Please come over and work with us. And quicker than Tom Brady said, I'm unretired, I joined the BookWidgets team. For those of you who aren't familiar with BookWidgets has their main company headquarters in Belgium. And I am working from Miami. Their US office is in New York. And somebody had a shout out for Kate Baker, who is the newest addition to the BookWidgets team. And I want to highlight that because Kate is also a veteran teacher, over 20 years of teaching. And BookWidgets is committed to hiring teachers.
Yes.
Yes. One third of the BookWidget staff are current or former teachers. So we're super excited about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think, Rachelle, you said Jeff Bradbury's here. So I know that Jeff is a BookWidgets user as well.
Yep.
So we are really wanting to highlight today the BookWidgets Google add-on, but it's not just about Google. It's about connecting with any learning management system. It's about sharing things with your students quickly, easily, and conveniently. And the main point about BookWidgets is that we're a teacher content creation tool. We believe that you know as educators what is best for you and your classroom, not feeding you something that then you have to manipulate and edit and spend hours on. We have quick and easy import from PDF and Word document where you can upload questions. And if you don't want to do anything else, just create those questions. Or one of our favorite things, Rachelle, create a crossword puzzle.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
Rachelle and I love to exchange crossword puzzles back in lots of different languages. But can I just quickly show everybody what the Google add-on looks like? Okay, so the Google add-on is really just for those of you who are using the Google Enterprise Edition. If you're not using the Google Enterprise Edition, we have a great Chrome extension. And can you see my screen okay?
Sure can.
Yes.
This is my Google Classroom. I hop on over here to classwork. I click create just like I normally would, select assignment, and here's where the magic occurs. Down here in the lower right, we have all of those Google add-ons, and look at the great company that we're in. I mean, who doesn't love Genially and Formative? But don't stop at the top. Come down and find BookWidgets. Once you find BookWidgets, the Google add-on will connect to your BookWidgets account, and you're off and ready to start creating. And these are all of my widgets. I choose a widget that I want, and I follow that regular path of showing my students what activity I would like them and how to move forward with it. The Google add-on is really about making things simple and easy for the educator and for the student. But in addition to being able to quickly and seamlessly upload your content, I don't want to forget the other superpowers that BookWidgets has, which is auto grading. So BookWidgets will grade about 90% of your assignments. Also, we have a feedback loop. You guys were just talking about maybe not being able to make it to Nice Skate because of the snow. As teachers, sometimes if we miss our students, if we miss them for a day, they come back and they're like, wait, what were we doing? So that automatic feedback loop of being able to reach out to students in real time with meaningful feedback is great. And then, of course, I love being able to watch my students. So we have something called live mode. Let me see if I can pull up that live mode and show you just a quick example of what that looks like. I'm looking through the 1,000 tabs that I have open on my device. The live mode allows you to monitor your students in real time and to see what they're doing in real time. And I love it because I was that student that the teacher would say, okay, raise your hand if you're not finished. And I would never raise my hand because I didn't want anybody else to know that I wasn't finished. Right. And with live mode, you can see where your students are, see who's answering the questions, see who's struggling, see who needs support. And to me, that's a game changer with BookWidgets. I'm just going to show you real quickly a widget because I love creating widgets. Yeah. And I'm going to show you one that I used with my students. I teach high school, they're freshmen. How many times do they get lost? So this happens to be one of my favorite widgets, which is a hotspot widget. Can you see it okay?
Yep.
And I took a picture, a map of the school. And then because my freshmen are always told to go to the 4th floor swimming pool, which doesn't exist, I embedded these hotspots to show them how to get around the school. Like, where do I go to eat? Where's the cafeteria? Or how do I get my computer repaired and get IT support? Or how is it possible to find the 3,000 building? So I made a map for them. And the most hilarious thing, Rachelle and Mel, was when it was open house, the parents had the map open. And so I was like, what? I have parents using my BookWidgets as well. Yeah. So it wasn't just about the students, but it was also about the parents and what they could do. So I love it. And I think it's a great tool to engage students, use the content that you have, and create activities that are meaningful and engaging for them. I know you've used it too, Rachelle.
Yeah, my students, it's funny when I try different, tools with them and things like, what are we doing now? And what are we supposed to do with this? But their reactions, because I had, and I can't remember if this is the one that because you had shared some with me, which it was awesome. And I know at first when I did it, I was not doing something correct, but I'm going to drop one into the comments because it's anybody's a Spanish teacher and you want one on clothing, but it was a crossword. But there was another one that I had done that had like an audio message for them, when they finished it. And I had made it, but I had forgotten that I did that. And I'm like, I feel like I heard my voice on the other side of the room. And then the kids, they kept doing it, playing it over and over. And I'm like, wow, note to self, maybe I don't want to necessarily do that. But it's good for, that reinforcement for students, like, all right, you did it, like a celebration or something. But I do like that live kind of thing, because you're right. Whenever, if you say I used to say, who doesn't understand? Who's going to answer that necessarily? I do have kids that'll be like, totally don't get it, but there are some that will hold back. And then having that ability to see that in, real time, where you notice like a student is not making that same progress, and then you can go over, then you can help them and give them that one-on-one, but also in terms of, social emotional learning and having students like work through it on their own. And it can be frustrating. Like, I don't know how to do this, or like, I can't get the answers, but then being able to kind of like deal with that, manage those emotions, set goals, work through it, and have our support, then developing, their awareness of where they are in the learning process. And then having the, like, if it is my voice at the end, like, all right, you did it, but in Spanish. But it's fun, and it's great to share those things and to have so many choices available for teachers and for students for different modes of learning. Because my students will say, and I might use a paper crossword or something, because back in the day, we didn't have all these digital tools that make it a little bit easier to create, especially to share, because teachers don't have enough time. But, you, depending on like who you teach in your grade level, maybe you're like third grade teachers and you split it up and you say, I'm going to make one for math, you make one for whatever. And then we collaborate. And it's like, now we have all of these things available to share. But for back in the day, my students like, I don't want to do a word search, or why are we doing the crossword? And I always say to them, especially with a language, spelling things correctly, fitting into that space, it's just another way to practice. And the backgrounds and different things that you can put there, it does liven it up some, and it is engaging for student. We know student engagement is another area that we have to work on too. So, but anyway, that was my take on it.
Yeah. And I love that you talked about the audio feedback. There are some really great accessibility tools inside BookWidgets. And I think that providing audio feedback is one of them. Especially you and I, we may have students who are not bilingual, but they understand when we're speaking to them in another language. And so the ability to record something for them or have them listen to something, I think is great. I have up now another example of a widget. This happens to be a whiteboard widget that I use all the time in my French class. I give my students directions in French, and they have to figure out where I'm going on the map. And they have to draw it, literally draw it on the map. And I get the drawing. So I can see each and every one of my students' drawings on that virtual whiteboard. It's not a collaborative board. Each student has their own whiteboard. And so that kind of stuff, I absolutely love that it's included inside BookWidgets. And I'm just going to give you a little teaser. We have something coming soon before the end of the year. It's going to be the best gift ever to everybody who uses BookWidgets. That's all I can say. I'm just going to say coming soon. Really awesome, brand new widget. Rachelle, Mel, I don't know if you know this. We have over 40 different templates. 40 different templates for teachers to add content to, 35 different question types, and 90% of the templates use that live mode that I was previewing while Rachelle was talking. 90% of the question types are automatically graded for you. And for me as an educator, one of the most frustrating things was not being able to have enough time. So if BookWidgets is going to grade for me, and then I can quickly go in and skim and scan and say, yep, I want to leave Mel this quick comment, boom, done, easy.
Yeah. And that solves the question of like, well, how is this different than giving my students the crossword, or, like anything. And and I always say there's nothing wrong with like those traditional hands-on materials, but especially if you have, if we're in virtual learning or hybrid learning, or students maybe out of the classroom for a while and don't have the access to those paper materials. And if they have, assuming they have the access to like the devices and the providers of service for those devices, being able to use that. And then for the teachers to see that and to give that, like, it saves the time to have those conversations. And, it doesn't take a ton of time for teachers to get started either, especially when you have somebody like Sheryl who sends you awesome examples. Not going to lie, those are great emails to open up.
And I will tell you that I do love creating widgets. BookWidgets is not about creating the work for you, but we do have an extensive blog, and every widget that we post in our blog is available for you to take and duplicate. So we do have lots of ready-made widgets. And I do love, as you said, Rachelle, I do love collaborating. I want to show you this widget that I made. And this widget happens to have a widget inside a widget. So first of all, who doesn't love, animals? And in this example here, I have, for example, students have to label the parts of a penguin, if we've just studied parts of a penguin. But if I scroll down, you'll see here it says new words, animals. That's a widget inside another widget. So you're not limited just by what you can imagine or what you can think. you're only limited by what you want to accomplish with your students. Seamless, easy sharing inside any learning management system. Students do not create accounts on BookWidgets. It's shared through a URL. So even if you don't have a learning management system, all you do is pull up that URL, share it with your students, and away you go. And all of the results are brought into your Google Classroom with that Google Classroom add-on. Also in all of the other learning management systems, Microsoft Teams, Schoology, Canvas, any of the others that you can imagine. BookWidgets is about saying yes to you. So I love BookWidgets. I could, of course, talk about it all day and all night, but I know that we have to move on shortly. But I really want to just highlight again the new Google add-on. If you have Google Teaching and Learning, the enterprise editions of Google, but don't worry. If you don't have the pay-for versions of Google Classroom, you'll use the free plugin Chrome extension. Reach out to us if you need any help with that. If your system admins need any help with it, we have a great support team that will work with you.
Yeah, and I also I think it was today, I got some like 3 correction options, the tips. Yeah, the teacher tips. And those are great too, just for popping just ideas to send those out. So teachers can definitely stay informed of new things. And I know, like Jeff said, he has on December 7th with you. And there are webinars and things too. So
shameless plug with TeacherCast and Jeff. Yes.
I know. Maybe Mel and I need to, for one of our games sometimes, we create one of these and then we can get people to join in.
I would love it. I know that I'm going to be at FETC and we are going to have the randomness spinner. And I know for sure there's going to be some giveaways on that randomness spinner, free licenses, some t-shirts. So you definitely have to find us and check out our spin the wheel so that you could see what you could win a prize.
Yeah. And did you say FETC?
Yep, we're going to be Kate Baker and I will be at both FETC and at ISTE. And we're also at some regional conferences. If you follow us on our Facebook page, Facebook BookWidgets, or we have a secret group, Teaching with BookWidgets, only for badass teachers. You can see where Kate and I will be. Follow us. We have a webinar page, our blog, tons of ways to keep in touch. And of course, you can always follow me at place_S as long as Twitter's still around.
Yeah. Hey, Mel, you know what I'm thinking about FETC? I'm thinking BookWidgets needs to have some beignets there too.
Yes.
I guess. I'm not a big fan of New Orleans, but since we're going to be there.
I know. So soon after. Yeah. Although maybe I'll get out and see the town a little bit on this trip.
Yeah, and I'll put a shameless plug. Those of you who know me know I love the national parks, and I do lots of widgets on sustainable development goals with the United Nations centered around the national parks. My son is a national park ranger, so shout out to Zach, national park ranger, currently in the Everglades, in the middle of nowhere.
Wow.
But one of the few national parks in the middle of a city is in New Orleans, and it's the Pierre Lafitte National Park, as well as the Jazz Museum. Both of those are national parks right in downtown New Orleans.
I did not know that, but I do wonder if a 5th grader would know that.
Yes, let's play a game. All right, are you guys ready?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google some answers.
These are not bad questions. If you are playing, if you are watching, and you want to answer these, this would be a fun time. Can people win a free license for just answering questions? Is that how they win?
Yep.
Yes.
We'll gather their names and we'll spin them in the wheel and then we'll pick.
Awesome. We have several giveaways, Mel. We have 2 books, 2 of Rachelle's books. Which if you have not dug into her books, I have my autographed copies. You need to make sure that you check out her books. ISTE certified author, wonderful, wonderful books. And BookWidgets will be giving away a free 1-year license.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to go first? And what grade level do you want to? You can tell me grade level and subject. Or I'll pick for you if you don't speak.
Yeah, you can pick.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. 2nd grade. And this is history, Sheryl, since you're you talked about all those, what are they called?
Okay.
Landmark
National
things?
parks?
Okay. Yes, those. Okay. 2nd grade, you should be able to get this. Who was Jackie Robinson?
Oh, Jackie Robinson, one of the first African-American baseball players.
Yep.
It's as if you knew the answer. Very good. You just read the answer correctly. Do you have this?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank goodness you sent it to me earlier. No.
Oh my gosh.
That is exactly who he is, and I'm so glad that you knew. The first African-American baseball player. All right, Rachelle.
Okay.
I'm going to give you third grade
Okay.
history.
Okay. Oh gosh.
All right.
Yep.
And since did I see you in Boston? No, I didn't see you in Massachusetts. I saw you, and I'm not going to ask that one.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. What object beginning with the letter Q? I hope this stumps you because you always get all trivia like that. I'm just curious if this will stump you.
Okay.
What object beginning with the letter Q did people write with during the Middle Ages?
Quill.
Okay, well, there you go. You guys are obviously very smart. Damn. Okay. All right. I'm gonna up the ante. Okay, fifth grade. No, this is fifth grade history. Let's get into language arts. We'll do a first grade language arts.
Oh, good. First grade language arts.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Emily and Ellie raked the soil. Oh, wait, you know, you might have to see this one, and I don't want to do that. That's not fun. Second grade. What type of literature? This is for Sheryl. What type of literature features magical creatures such as giants, gnomes, and goblins?
I'm gonna go with fantasy.
Sure, that or fairy tales. I'll give it to you.
Okay.
All right, because they mean
fairy
the same
tales.
thing.
Yeah, second grade. Second grade would be fairy tales. I get it. Yeah.
I would have probably said fantasy too.
Yeah, fairy tales, fantasy, it's all the same, right?
Yes.
Okay. Language
Ding,
arts,
ding, ding.
third grade. Rachelle.
Okay.
The main series of events in a story is called a what?
Oh, Lord. What? Wait, say that again.
The main series of events in a story is called a what?
Oh, that's the plot.
That is correct. Very good. You guys are actually a lot smarter than I thought you were.
I am impressing myself right now.
It's all that work I've done creating widgets.
Is anybody else playing? You know, I can't see the screen. Is anybody else playing?
And as of right now, no. So we're our Facebook user and Eric and Jeff Bradbury and Mr. Mike.
So we're winning.
And Marianne.
All right. So we have a couple more questions. First grade science, Sheryl.
Okay.
Moving air is called wind, tide, or hurricane.
Oof. Well, if you're from where I live, it's called a hurricane. And believe you me, we've had enough right now. But I'm going to say wind.
Very good. Oh my gosh. First graders have nothing on you, lady. Okay, right. Third grade science, Rachelle.
Oh boy.
What phenomenon might be felt on the surface when two tectonic plates rub against each other?
Oh, that's tough. What grade is this?
Third grade.
Oh, geez. Is that like plate tectonics?
Think of California.
No, I know. It's earthquakes.
Alaska.
It's earthquakes.
I think she knows.
She got it.
Playing us right now, and
I was just being funny because you're
said, so
right.
Like
funny.
Plate tectonics.
It is tectonics. Okay, now we're going to geography. Cheryl, are you ready?
Thank goodness it's not me.
And I'm going to actually go to fifth grade, Cheryl. I've been giving you the easy questions, and now it's your turn to get a hard one.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Which North American city has they say bigger population, but I'm going to say larger population or greater population, Los Angeles or Mexico City?
Wow. North America.
Wow. North American city. Greater population, LA or Mexico City?
Interesting. You know, we just passed 8 billion people total in population.
Yes, I saw that.
Wow.
I'm going to go with Mexico City. I'm guessing, but I'm going to go with Mexico City.
How sure are you, Cheryl, of this answer?
90%.
I like how you thought things out. That's really, it's really smart of you, Cheryl. Do you feel like you need a lifeline for this question? Or do you feel very certain about this? You know, like
I'm going to say I'm certain. I'm going to say I'm pretty certain. Am I wrong?
Well, you are
correct.
Right. It is Mexico City.
Yeah. Just thinking about Mexico City, and I just really felt like that was the correct answer.
I really like how you went with your gut. That's amazing.
Yeah. Have you ever visited?
One, you might as well use it.
Yeah.
You know?
Have you ever visited Mexico City?
I have not been to Mexico City, though. I've been to Mexico a couple of times.
Yeah. It's like bustling. It's nonstop. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Fourth grade. Is this our last question? You are both
Yes.
tied.
Is it mine?
It is.
Yes.
It's the fourth
Okay.
grade geography question.
Oh, gosh.
And if you don't get this, Rochelle, I don't know if we could be friends anymore. Just
Yeah,
saying.
probably
So
not.
think,
My dad will be disappointed.
think very clearly about this. Your dad will be
Okay.
disappointed if you miss or if we're not friends.
If I'm, well, probably both, but if he always made fun of me with my geography, but I'm way better now. Although fourth grade, I don't know.
Real, I have yet to stump you with any trivia.
Okay, well, there's always a first time.
Yeah. Okay. There's a lot on the balance of this, so make sure you get this one right. What is
Okay.
the largest U.S. state by land mass, Rochelle?
Oh, what grade is this?
Fourth grade.
Oh my gosh. What is the largest US state by land mass?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Alaska.
Okay. Were you really stumped or you just playing me?
Well, no, I had to think through because like my initial was going to be like Texas. And I'm like, no, that's not quite right. And then I thought you probably are picking this reason, or it's probably Alaska. And that's would make sense because you're actually in Alaska. Am I right? Is it Alaska?
I don't know. Do you think, how sure are you feeling?
I mean, are you talking like continental United States? Like, is this like, I mean, is this like a trick question where like a fourth grader would be like, oh my gosh, I just got this wrong because I didn't know?
Mike, Wrong Answers Only podcast just gave you a heart. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go, yeah, I'm going with Alaska.
All right. Well, I am glad that you also stuck with your gut because you are correct.
Yes.
And I'm dropping this in the comments. If you want to play this game with your students or at a fun party with dumb people, here is the link. And and it could be a lot of fun.
And you know what? You could make a widget out of that, Melody.
Really?
So yes, for sure. We can make Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader into a widget. We can help you with that. So reach out to us. We'll help you get that going for your students.
Oh
I
my
love
gosh.
it. That's
Yeah.
fun. You know, trivia is fun. You can learn some stuff through trivia. Look at
Oh, for
Rochelle.
sure.
She
I
knows, like,
know. I
everything.
am like genius right now. Like fifth grader. Did I have a fifth grade question or am I just stuck at fourth grade?
Yeah. Cheryl had a fifth grade question.
Oh,
She
there's
did
always
well.
next year.
Or the next time we play. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been great. Cheryl, thank you for joining us and showing us all about BookWidgets. I put a lot of links during our time together. So hopefully people will know where to sign up, where to get ideas from the blog and all that good stuff. So we appreciate it. How are people going to get their prizes?
Well, we're going to check out who comments now and who comments later, because people do go back on like LinkedIn, especially, or Twitter and have a comment about it. And then just put the names, put them in a spinner, and then we'll figure out who the three winners are.
I hope Mike wins. So. Mike is my favorite player today. Thank you, Mike, for joining in. I feel like he's stuck around this whole time, so I hope he wins.
Did. I know.
Yeah.
Jeff must be heating up the popcorn.
Fun fact, Mike and I just connected today. So I have to say thanks for the follow. Yeah.
That's so cool. He's a really great person.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Maybe we'll see you at Nice Skate. Take care. And if you're a winner, you're amazing. And if you're a loser, you're probably still a winner, because I think you can sign up for free, right?
Yes.
Okay. So everybody can win. Don't consider yourself a loser. Don't consider that at all. It's all good. Bye, everybody.
Bye.